Hey everyone, welcome back. La breve y maravillosa vida de Oscar Wilde, or in English, the brief, wondrous life of Oscar Wilde, tells the story of Oscar, a naive nerd from Jersey who escapes his imposing mother to attend his first semester of college with the dreams of becoming the Dominican J.R.R. Tolkien. And most of all, he's interested in finding love. In this play, Oscar realizes he may never get what he wants, blaming the fuku, a curse that has haunted Oscar's family for generations. And joining us to share more are the brief, wondrous life of Oscar Wilde's cast members, Belange, Rodríguez, and Altagracia Nova. Hello, welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
How are
Pleasure
you?
to be with you, Rhina.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you on, Belange. Again, eventually I look forward to being able to hug you in person in
Yes.
studio as we have in the past. But I gotta say, I'm always super excited when I see my peeps working, and the fact that you guys just recently opened. It's so lovely just to see New York really opening in full force. And yeah. And so before we got on air, I know you were sharing that most of the cast members are the original cast members. So let's just take us back to the origins of the brief, wondrous life of Oscar Wilde's premiere, which I believe occurred in September of 2019?
Yes. It was September 2019. We were running until, the pandemic hit, and theaters had to close. It was a wonderful experience when we started running it, to see so many people that have read the book, not only Latinos, but a lot of people of Caucasian descent, we had everything in the audience, and people were enjoying it and loving it. So we're super excited to be back, sharing this beautiful story.
Well, in case anyone is unfamiliar, this is an adaptation of Junot Diaz's novel, and it's adapted and directed by Marco Antonio Rodríguez, who I happen to be a fan of, and I love highlighting his work. So with that, I'm going to throw it to Altagracia, who is also one of the original cast members. And I'm looking forward to hearing what the experience has been like for you actually getting back on stage.
Yes, it's exciting, the fact that you mentioned Marco Antonio Rodríguez. He did such an amazing job with the adaptation. It's such a blessing to be able to get back because, we did start in September of 2019, and we had a fabulous run. Sold out shows left and right, you name it. And we're very, very grateful for that. And then come March, 2020, it was just everyone, it was chaos because the pandemic shut everybody down. So it was very, very unfortunate. Such an unfortunate experience. So many people, so many deaths, it was such a sad experience, but, to be able to come back, I have such a grateful heart to be able to be on stage sharing, that craft, that, we all enjoy and we all love, and to be able to have people enjoy that and tell this beautiful story is truly a blessing.
It is 2 years later on top of that. Yes. 2 years. When I think about that, I go, is that right? Is that even real? Like, I'm still embracing the fact that for, we're going to say close to 3 years, because really we're already past March of 2022. Yeah. And it's surreal. So I just wonder what that must have felt like for you guys, on opening night, coming back and being, in vivo. And also, please do share who your new cast members are and what that's been like.
Well, it was wonderful, really. To be back, like Altagracia, was saying, it was just like returning home, you know what I mean? Like, to see each other again and hug each other again and just enjoy each other's company on stage and off stage. It's really, really a blessing. On top of that, now we have a new Oscar Wilde. This will be the third Oscar Wilde we've had since we opened in 2019. And each of them has brought something very different to the role, but they're all wonderful. Mm-hmm. And this new guy, Ray, is amazing. his heart is the heart of Oscar Wilde. You can feel it on stage.
So I understand that the presentations are all in Spanish, and I just want to make sure that our audience is aware of that, but that it's also translated in English. So how does that work in the theater?
Well, they
it's
have
actually, oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Well, where are the subtitles? Are they on the actual stage?
Yeah, they are. They are right on top of us and behind. So you'll be able to see the whole play and still be able to read it and enjoy the whole experience.
So it doesn't mean that you have to be Spanish speaking to understand it. Like pretty much it has the English super titles, like Belange says in the top. So anyone can understand, you know, and from the translation, a lot of people, I actually asked for even feedback, like, oh my God, did you really get the feel for it? And they're like, oh no, I totally got the story. So it's worked out very nicely.
And so for anyone who isn't familiar with the story of Oscar Wilde, what magic would you like to share with them?
It's about the power of love. Really, in my opinion, it's about the power of love that this kid believes in, you know, that superpower, love.
Yeah. This is a story about a Dominican family, which is something that's not, you know, hasn't been really seen in the history of theater, which is truly a blessing. I mean, it's you know, it's part of history, which is such a wonderful blessing. But not only a Dominican family, you know, talking about love, as Belange mentions, it's also the innocence that's behind it. So he's a nerd. He's into love. He wants to love. He wants to fall in love, and it's such an innocence that you just fall in love with from the very beginning. You know, and on top of that, the story is it's a roller coaster, basically, of emotions. You know, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna get feisty. You know, for example, with my particular role, you know, Lola is a very feisty one.
Oh, yes, she is.
You know, Belange knows her and I. You know, we get into it. You know, it's truly a wonderful, you know, story to tell. And the thing is, you know, that part of it, that innocence, and not just for the Dominican family, but for Latinos in general, is representing Latino America, which is such an honor. And, you know, I feel that so many people need to be aware of this story. It's like basically you have a remote and you're basically turning it on and you're watching a soap opera, but it's live, and only that you can actually comment on it. And you hear people actually commenting on it because they're so, like, you know, into it from the audience, and it's truly an amazing.
Oh, they yell at me.
Oh yeah.
My gosh,
they forget they're in live theater. They're yelling at you like they're watching a TV.
Yeah,
it's intense. It can get
awesome.
very intense.
I love it.
But it's really amazing. I mean, it's fun. It's very fun, and you know, just as much as we enjoy telling the story and working with each other, because the chemistry is really there, you know, the audience tells us the same and gives us the same feedback. So that's truly a blessing.
Yeah,
that's lovely. And so the show, I understand, is going to be running through December of 2022.
Yes.
Yeah. So
next
how many days?
August 20th.
Throughout the week? I'm sorry. Say that again.
Next performance is August 20th.
Okay, so it's periodically, not a straight run every single weekend.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's periodically. We're going to have a lot of performances. A lot of weekends are designated to Oscar Wilde this coming season, even though there's other plays that are also going to be shown in Repertorio.
And so the show itself, what's the running time on the show?
It's
about 2 hours.
With intermission?
Yes.
With intermission. Yeah, and of course, audience yelling at the actors.
It's fun. I'm telling you,
it's
an experience that, like I said, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, and then it's the history behind it. I mean, you're talking about the La Era de Trujillo, the Trujillo era. I mean, these are things that are so important to know as Latinos, just especially the new generation. We feel like they're not well informed. And these are things that basically shaped the Dominican Republic. It shaped Latino America. Everyone was affected by it to a certain extent, politically, and in so many ways, economically. So these are things that are so important for us to educate our new generation on, because that's where we come from and that's what helped shape our countries.
I love it. And thank you for sharing that. And that's why it's so important for us to support our work. Because aside from it being a universal story that anyone can appreciate, it's important to know your history and know where you came from and know where we're at now and how we got here. And to do it through the magic of theater, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there's no better way to learn it. I'm a thespian, so I'm all for it. Bueno, thank you, ladies, for being here and for sharing this, all this background on this next run of the brief, wondrous life of Oscar Wilde. We've got Belange Rodríguez and Altagracia Nova. And once again, the show is going to be running now through December at Repertorio Español, which is located at 138 East 27th Street, and that's in Manhattan, between Lexington and 3rd Avenues. If you're interested in more information and tickets, you can visit repertorio.com. .nyc, repertorio.nyc. And bueno, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.